Y'all know, like, the Infinity War panel where it's, like, all the Infinity variants? Infinity War panel would genuinely be insane with how many Godzilla variants there are and how crazy they are. Godzilla is no stranger to collaborations and, well, variants. One of the variants that Angstrom is definitely going to be wanting to fight is going to be the Evangelion Godzilla. This thing, I imagine, is an absolute beast. It looks feral, even more feral than the actual Godzilla. It's like if you get the Berserk EVA 1 and you just put Godzilla in there into that mix. This thing is not holding back. If EVA Godzilla is like the prisoner mark of Godzilla variants, then what does that make the Hamtaro Godzilla? Because Hamtaro Godzilla, God, this thing gives me nightmares, and it makes me want to keep living at the same time. I love Hamtaro Godzilla so much. I don't know if Angstrom's gonna want this one, but this one's definitely in that panel. So, we've got Hamtaro Godzilla. We've got Evangelion Godzilla. What's missing to make a good spread of variants? And I thought, Monster Island Buddies' new video, but the nichest Godzilla variant I have ever seen. This is Enako Godzilla. And before you say smash, she is a real person. Please be respectful. Outside of MIB's own video, I couldn't find much information on this variant of Godzilla online, but basically it was done for like a photo shoot and a little bit of merch was done for it. I barely have any images of her. But yeah, she's basically just Enako wearing a Godzilla costume. There's nothing else to it. It's just Enako cosplaying as Godzilla. I already showed this one at the beginning of the video, but this is sperm cell Godzilla.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I have nothing else to say about this thing. It was in the Godzilla comic, and yeah, that's it. Nothing else to say. Speaking of the Godzilla comic, this is by far one of the coolest Godzilla variants ever, hands down. This one is a little niche, but this is Monster Warrior Godzilla. I already talked about this in a previous video about Hurricane Ryu. Monster Warrior Godzilla is basically Berserk, but with kaiju. It is literally not mature. I haven't read it, but I really, really want to. And it just looks so awesome. And I think Monster Warrior Godzilla is like one of the toughest Godzilla variants. And he definitely deserves more recognition within the fandom. He's just so freaking cool. Before we move on to the next Godzilla, let me give you a little crash course on comic book history. Todd McFarlane created Venom. Todd McFarlane left Marvel to create Image Comics. The publisher of Invincible was what we started this video with, the variants. So if we backtrack all the way back to Todd McFarlane and Venom, Venom is a symbiote, and the god of the symbiotes is Null. And you want to know who Null decides to contract to terrorize the Marvel Universe? You guessed it, he's in the title of the video. Godzilla.
Bro, just take the application.
Now, before I say anything about Symbiote Godzilla, just know that I have no idea what Symbiote Godzilla entails. I have not read this comic, and I have not done sufficient research to tell you anything about Symbiote Godzilla. But just like EVA Godzilla, this thing is probably, like, genuinely an absolute demon. I do not want to mess with this thing. If I ran into this thing, it would probably, like, eviscerate me. I do not ever want to see this. If this thing pulls up in our universe, what are we gonna do? Who's gonna defend us from all these evil Godzillas? I got you, bro. Power Ranger Godzilla. This section is gonna be, like, really short, because I know nothing about Power Rangers Godzilla, but there's a Power Rangers Godzilla toy line and a comic line. And honestly, he looks really cool, and I'd love to peep Power Rangers Godzilla. But once again, I am a LARPer. Godzilla. Of course, speaking of comic books, how can I talk about comic books without talking about the Ninja Turtles? And although I'd never LARP the Ninja Turtles, I am LARPing this version of the Turtles, the Godzilla Turtles. They're made for toys. Yeah, these guys aren't in a comic book. They're for toys, and they're made of plastic, so Angstrom probably won't want these guys. But I mean, if he got Hamtaro, then maybe Leonardo Godzilla is going to be wanted by Angstrom. And finally, we have Buzzilla from Brawl Stars. This was a Godzilla Brawl Stars collab from back in 2024, if I'm not mistaken. And I actually have the skin back when I actually played Brawl Stars. So, yeah, those are the variants. Okay, bye, leave, stand Loona, listen to Artemis.